the set. Quiet, please. First positions, please. Rolling action.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another edition of Director's Cut.
Hello, Marco.
Hey.
All right, I'm joined here again with Mr. Ghulam Subhani.
Hi, Marco.
Do I pronounce your last name correctly?
Yeah, it's Subhani.
Yeah, all right. And Catherine Mathis.
Hey.
And my name is Marco, and today we're going to talk about this relatively new movie and very controversial, Bruno.
Bruno.
So Bruno is the newest of the Sacha Cohen characters, so his alter egos. What do you call this?
Yeah, they're just characters that he's created. So the most famous, I guess, is Ali G.
Ali G.
It was the best, I would say.
He also had
I like Borat.
Borat.
I think Borat is his funniest.
I thought Ali G was the best.
Right. Now, Sacha Cohen, he's from England.
He's from London.
And so he's a comedian / actor, and he has these different characters that he does in different shows or in different movies.
And they're humorous. He's always funny.
Yeah,
Now
he's always
his comedy is a little bit crude at times and a little bit offensive. It sometimes makes fun of certain cultures, but in a very borderline way.
Not very borderline. I think he's pretty obviously making fun of people when he makes jokes.
I think he knows no limits.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I feel. Like, that's what I felt when I watched Bruno. Like, Bruno just crosses all the boundaries. It's like you just cannot set a perimeter with him.
Yeah.
Everything's useless. It's like...
Well, yeah, I think he does go way out there, but there was a lot of expectations on this movie because everyone seemed to really like Borat.
Yeah.
And-
Except for Kazakis.
Right.
They were not happy. They thought he was making fun of them. He wasn't. He was making fun of Americans.
Because of the image or the
Because he said, "Welcome to my country, Kazakhstan. I am here in Kazakhstan, and we have the cow and my girl and my..." And, you know, he's making fun of how, like, poor and backward they are. But
This is my disco.
Yeah.
That
This
was
is
funny.
this is my radio. It is bigger than my neighbors. But the thing is, it was filmed in Romania, and all of my Kazakh friends are like, obviously, we're not as, like, poor as Romanians. So, like, yeah, he pissed people off, but...
All right. So now this one, Bruno, where's Bruno from?
Germany.
Germany.
Austria.
All right, so he's German or Austrian. And what is the main focus of the movie?
He's a gay fashion icon who supposedly has a fashion show, like TV show, where he talks about fashion and style. And the reality is that he's a complete moron with no fashion sense, who is like a caricature of just an obnoxious person.
Mm-hmm. So he's also very ignorant, right?
Yeah, I would say he's more stupid.
Yeah,
Just plain stupid.
He's just stupid.
Yeah.
And he wears these ridiculous clothes. Like, he wears a Velcro suit to a runway show, and then he, like, gets all the clothes stuck to him, and he goes on the runway and makes a complete fool of himself. Or, like, he wears a lot of, like, spandex and pleather and, like,
Yeah, the
cutoffs.
scene you just mentioned, that was actually a turning point in the movie. That was what pushed the movie forward. It's like, there's not much in the movie, though, to push it forward. But then there was this one scene, he's dressed up in a Velcro prototype. And then somehow he manages to get into an accident. He runs into a clothes rack, and then all the clothes just stick to him. Of course, it's Velcro. And then I think he crashes the whole fashion show.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then he's banned from all the fashion shows in Austria, everything, Europe, I guess. So
And he has to go to America to reinvent himself.
that's how the movie starts.
That's how it starts.
That's
That's interesting because, for example, Borat didn't really have... Well, it had an objective, but it was all very loose.
Pamela
Anderson. Pamela Anderson was the objective in that one. And in
she
this
had to
one...
do something with a man on a boat.
And on this occasion, now Bruno has to reinvent himself in America to become a renowned fashion designer. Yeah. All right. So we have a scene picked out for this movie. Catherine, do you want to help us out and explain it?
Sure. Well, a lot of the movie is about parodying existing celebrities. For example, making fun of Madonna and her adopted baby, or making fun of people who go to foreign countries and try and help the peace process. And so Borat, trying to be a good celebrity, goes to Israel and has a meeting with an Israeli and a Palestinian. And the meeting, he shows all of his ignorance and makes these huge mistakes. And he's trying to talk about Hamas, but he keeps talking about hummus, the food. And so that's the clip that we're going to hear right now.
All right, so let's listen.
Why are you so anti-Hamas? I mean, isn't pita bread the real enemy?
You're confusing Hamas with hummus, I believe. Hummus has
Do you
nothing to
think
do
there
with
is a
Hamas.
relation between Hamas and hummus?
So was the founder of Hamas a chef? He had created the food and then got lots of followers?
Hummus has nothing to do with Hamas. It's a food, okay? We eat it, they eat it.
It's vegetarian, it's healthy,
Oh.
it's beans.
So do you both agree on that?
We both agree that hummus is very healthy.
So we're making progress. Let's try and get a solution, right? Because I'm not going to be here forever. Will you, the Palestinians, agree to give the pyramids back to the Israelis?
This is in Egypt, not in Palestine.
All right, so obviously Hamas and hummus are two very different things.
Very different things.
Definitely different.
And part of the genius of this scene is that the character is just so stupid.
That he doesn't realize it.
No, and like these people are obviously taking it very seriously, and he just can't read people. He can't understand their emotions.
Wow. So I imagine if this happened to somebody in Israel, they would feel either very angry or very, very entertained by the ignorance
It's
of this
supposed to be
person.
funny. I think it should be taken in that sense.
In a lighter sense.
Yeah, in
Yeah.
a lighter sense.
Now, do you think like this parody or making fun of Madonna's adoptive babies and stuff like that? Do you think it crosses the line, or do you think it's still in good humor and it's not really too much?
I think it crosses a line, but I don't really have a problem with that. The problem I had was that I just didn't think many of the jokes were very funny. I don't have a problem with like making fun of people or like because it's so ridiculous that it's not really serious. So anyone who watches it understands like it's not real.
I wonder what it feels like to be a celebrity and be made fun of in this way. Like, for example, if you're Paris Hilton or you're Madonna or you're Angelina Jolie or something like
I
that.
think they get used to it. It's part of the. It's like an occupation. It has a.
It's a,
And it's attention. I mean,
Yeah.
people want attention, obviously. So
so
it's
they keep talking about them.
Well, they
Yeah.
do stuff to get attention in the first place. So.
Now, going back to the movie, as I mentioned, had a lot of hype, and it was very. Everyone looked forward to it, and on the opening day after that, I think it grossed a lot of money, and then it just went down. People didn't seem to like it.
yeah. I didn't think the movie was that funny. I mean, I thought there were some scenes that were really funny, but it didn't carry an hour and a half. Not nearly as much as Borat, which like grew and grew and grew and grew and grew. So
Yeah, definitely. Not. You cannot compare it to Borat. Borat was much superior, I would say, compared to this movie.
Interesting. Now, there's actually another movie that was that maybe we'll talk about on another occasion. It was Zohan, and it was kind of along the same line, I think, like Adam Sandler trying to create a character.
It had a good message though. At the end.
I liked Don't Mess with the Zohan. Maybe because Zohan might be based on my boyfriend's uncle.
Silky
No,
smooth.
he used to be Israeli military, and he came to America to fulfill his dream of being a hairdresser.
Wow, really?
Whoa.
Wow. He should you should interview him.
We should.
Maybe it was based on his real life. All right, so all in all, Bruno, recommend watching it or not?
If you have nothing to do, I would watch it.
All right. So
if
if you have
other things to do,
don't.
I'd watch Borat again.
All right. Gulam?
I would say try it out. Like I couldn't watch it after the first 1.5 hour or so. So I would say it depends on your tolerance level.
Yeah,
Alright.
in the background maybe.
Yeah,
The
yeah, that's what I
background
did
while
actually. Yeah,
while you're
you're right,
cooking
actually.
or while you're cleaning
Yeah.
the house.
Be warned though, I mean, he's very, very pretty nude for most of the movie.
Yeah, I was told the movie is quite funny. That's why I watched it in the first place. But then when I started watching it after a while, it seemed a bit too much. Like it just crosses the line. There is no line.
So you were deceived.
Sort of. It didn't quite seem what I expected. It wasn't as funny as the previous movies he did, but
All right.
then after a while it was just all in the background.
All right, so the general consensus is if you have nothing to do on a Sunday and you have an hour and a half to kill, watch this movie. Or if you're one day cleaning the house or cooking, pop it in and just listen to it and watch it sporadically. All right, so interesting. That's the first movie we actually have a pretty bad review about.
Yeah, I give it like a C-.
Well, it was an honest opinion.
Yeah, it's good.
I wouldn't say we have nothing against.
All right. I guess Sashako. No, I personally enjoyed him in
I
Ali
love
G.
him. I mean,
I really
I
liked
loved
him in
his
Ali
movie.
G.
Well, if you guys, our listeners, have different opinions, please let us know. This is not a final verdict, of
Right.
course. This
Sure,
is just our
leave your
opinions.
comments.
So yeah, come to our website at englishpod.com and leave those comments, thoughts, and/or questions for us.
All right. So we'll see
I'll
you
try
guys
to leave some comments as well.
All right, Gulam, we would be honored with your presence. We'll see everyone there.
Bye.
Bye bye.